We going live, baby. What's going on, y'all? Zay with Kinetic Training.
What's up, y'all? Chris with Kinetic Training.
Um, Jeff is out there somewhere. He's also with Kinetic Training. I don't know what that is. Okay. So, first and foremost, I hope all of you have been doing well. And if you haven't, then get there, duh. But yo, we're having a blast, an absolute blast, creating these videos and doing these lives for you guys. Sometimes I think it's actually more for us.
Yeah, they're not really
for you. If you want to listen, sure, but I think really we have a blast doing these. It really does allow us an opportunity and a chance to provide our community with information and perspective, resources, tools, et cetera, et cetera. Don't tell me what to do.
I was trying to tell him to talk louder.
All right.
Our mic hasn't arrived yet. So
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt for the mic and camera setup. We just haven't gotten it yet. So next week.
Right. Next week we'll probably have a better quality of
video
audio.
Yeah.
But anywho, today's topic is failure. Quite often on the journey, any journey, of course, a lot of times when we talk to you, we'll be talking with fitness with more specificity, but it really can be applied to all walks of life or all endeavors.
Everything fitness can be applied to life.
Correct.
This is just the area that we chose
to talk to you guys about.
Right.
But a lot of times I think what happens is failure has this negative connotation to it, as if it's really a bad thing, and it's not. It's not always a bad thing. I think that failure can only be bad if, one, it's perceived as such, and then two, if there's no learning going on. So if you're failing and then you're continuing to do the same thing without being able to manage how you got to where you are or the steps at which you took during that process, then yeah, failure can be bad because there's nothing that you can gain from that. However,
that's called insanity.
Okay. However, if you have put a plan into place and you've attempted something and then you failed, but then you've learned from that and then still continue on your journey, then you technically haven't failed.
You're gonna fail again. You're gonna fail a whole lot.
I think it's what I truthfully in heart of hearts believe is that people look at failure and it's the word in itself that is bothersome. I think it's the word that literally drives. I think it attacks, prides or egos. And people don't like the idea of failing because it's negative, but
that's because they don't understand.
Correct.
You don't understand how crucial and how integral failure is to success. And the ratios are usually skewed in failure's favor. So most of us measure, we got it written on the wall, failure and success are not good measures of your progress. Keep going. It's very unlikely that you're going to attempt something difficult that you wish to be successful at and not fail. And you either got lucky or you're playing the game on easy mode. The difference between working hard and hard working.
I'd like to piggyback off that and say, if you're also entering a realm that is unknown and you're learning new habits, routines, whatever the case may be, expect to fail. You're not going to get it on your first try. But that doesn't also mean quit, right? Because sometimes...
all right. I'm going to stop you right there because we don't say that word. Quit. Quitting is unacceptable.
It's non-negotiable.
Failure is necessary.
Ooh, pound it. That might got to go on another wall somewhere in here, right?
Yo, do not quit. You failed as many times as you need to get to where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is quitting. Successful people don't quit.
And understand also, if you are managing your process, tracking your process, and then you decide that that endeavor, that journey isn't for you, that's not the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
It's you can go through a journey, you can go through it, you can develop habits, you can be working towards your goal, and then decide that the goal changes.
Yeah.
That's not the same as quitting.
But so the difference is I'm quitting because this is hard,
Right.
and I'm quitting because this no longer serves me.
Correct. And I think often, especially more with fitness, more specifically, one of the things that I like to work with my clients on and try to get them to shift their perspective is that on their journey, there are going to be ups and downs, period, right? However, we take a look at the more tangible aspects that we can track. That way, it's not as grueling of a process mentally, right? So what I'm saying is it's much easier for me to say, hey, instead of trying to track your weight loss or fat loss, we'll start tracking your lifts. So are your lifts going up from week to week?
Okay.
Are you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what are the things that you can control in the moment? How often are you being conscious of your nutrition when you're tracking? Those are things that I'm saying we can take a look at and we can make day-to-day changes in the moment that will better serve you on your journey.
So then so we're moving to the point of like, when you say you failed, how did you measure that? So I mentioned last time, most people are not good analyzers for difficult tasks. We have job positions specifically for that because it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not something that's intuitive for the most part. You kind of have to learn, oh, that was the wrong metric to use for progress. So when you're quote unquote failing and you're feeling beat up about it, you don't have a clear sight of what it is that you're doing or where you're trying to get to. How are you tracking your progress? And is it an appropriate marker? Because there's good and better and then shit. And most people use the wrong tracker. And the biggest one in fitness that we use is weight. Now, while that may not be wrong, for most people it's inappropriate. Oh man, we could do a whole segment on body image. Ooh. Because you have a ridiculous perception of what body image is. I remember way back when I was having a conversation with a friend who said he didn't like his partner to have a pouch, a little belly. Like that was unreasonable. That's not normal. And we had to have a discussion about it's completely normal.
Right.
Now, whether that's acceptable to you and your preference and your body, your conception of what body image is, whatever, that's personal preference. But there's things that absolutely will happen that you deal with. So weight is not a good measurement for a couple reasons. Well, main reason is it doesn't give you enough about body composition. So your total lean tissue, your total fat mass, your water mass, your waist. If you eat a pound of whatever and step on the scale, you're a pound heavier, right? That doesn't mean that you've accumulated that as fat. But it can skew the reality of your
journey.
progression.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because this just popped in my head. What would you advise or what would you suggest to someone who's having difficulty with that concept, with the idea that like failure is necessary? Because the best thing that I could come up with in the moment without like truly thinking about it is like get over it, right? So that's usually in my head. The best thing is like if you truly seek that goal and it really means that much to you, if you really value it that much, then understand that it's necessary and almost it should be expected.
All right, so I want to highlight one of our members because as far as my career, this was a really important day. So Michelle, if you're watching,
Yes.
and this isn't for everybody, but Michelle is the type of person where this had to happen. She was squatting and was having trouble with the squat, and it wasn't a strength issue. It was a perception of I don't feel confident in this, and we can go into that a little later. But the idea was the squat was not happening, and I was 100% sure.
Oh, you guys were talking about this other day.
That this squat was going to happen.
Yeah.
I was 100% sure that she had the ability, that everything, we checked all the boxes. It's there. It's going to happen. We spent the entire session getting this squat down. And she worked her ass off.
Yeah, she did.
And got the squat.
Yeah, she did.
There's a level for some people, well, for everybody, right? For everybody, you failed, get up and do it again. That's the message to everybody.
Yeah.
Failed, do it again. For some people, you're going to get frustrated. For most people, you're going to get frustrated and turned away from whatever it is that you're working on that you have to work on. Our message is I understand, a little more abrasive. It's there's no less care. It's just as important. Do it again. And it's okay for you to walk away and do something else and want to resume that at another time. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to get this done. Do it again.
So I've heard the term, and I can't remember who coined it, if they've even done so, but is building a calloused mindset. David Goggins. That's who I heard it from.
He's insane, bro.
He is. He's a different breed. He's a different breed. But I remember hearing the term callous mindset, and I think that's what failure kind of reminds me of, because the more that you step outside of your comfort zone and the more you're willing to fail is the more that you can get comfortable with failing, and the more likely it is for you to become successful because you're unbothered by the optics of failing, because look what it means to other people, right? Because sometimes people get embarrassed and they don't want to do anything because they don't want to fail. In my mindset, I'm like, fail to according to who? Right? Who are you really, like, if it doesn't mean anything to anybody else other than you, then you then set the standard of what that looks like and feels like. Like you think about all the people in their success stories, and not one of them will tell you that it went perfectly with a hitch and there was nothing that went wrong during that time period. You're going to accompany some kind of discomfort, which also could be perceived as failure because you think that it's supposed to be an easy road.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get real uncomfortable. Most people, I'm just going to say it. Most people who complain about failure haven't hurt enough to change.
That's a whole topic, bro.
And I said what I said. Failure requires learning and change to continue failing. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels. But it's easy to complain about failure without doing anything about it because you're comfortable where you're at. And I'm not saying that's wrong.
Right.
I'm saying that's the issue.
And I'm saying growth doesn't happen in comfortability.
You're looking, the fear of failure comes from hurt. But in some cases, the hurt of less than has to be more than your fear of failure.
Yeah.
And what I mean is, it's not that I don't fear failure, because the more successful you become, the bigger some of your failures can be.
Yeah.
So there's always
more at risk.
There's always that fear.
Yeah.
But if I don't progress, I don't believe in maintenance. I just don't. You're either progressing or regressing.
So there's no zero.
You're either moving or you're getting left behind, right?
Yeah.
All right. So in my case, if I don't continue to grow, I can't continue to provide. And in order to grow, I need to try. And if I don't try, I won't fail. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I've hurt so bad that trying couldn't possibly hurt worse.
Oh, that kind of goes back to like a how bad do you want it? And when I say want it, I'm not just talking about the goal that you're looking to accomplish, but I'm talking about how bad do you want to get out of your situation? How bad is it, or how important is it for you to accomplish said goal? Because if it truly was something that you valued with absolutism, then it can't possibly hurt to not work towards that. Like it
must hurt to be where you are.
Right. Right. And I tell people who are uncomfortable. So my biggest message to those people who are uncomfortable with failing: which one is going to hurt worse? Failing now,
Never getting it,
or never getting it? Which one do you think? Because I know a lot of people who will look back on their lives and then have wished they would have stuck through it. Would have wished.
There's some of you doing that right now.
Yeah, like
some of y'all doing
I just
now.
posted earlier, back in 2015, and I literally just shared it on my personal page. I said, back in 2015, I posted that all of you will not always have the luxury of seeing your results, but it doesn't mean you stop working.
Ooh, yeah. That hit here a little bit.
It doesn't mean you stop working. Like, you're not always going to be able to, like, for the people who I even see on a more, again, back to fitness, the people that I see, I say, listen, I could tell you that we can gain strength in this amount of time. We can gain skill acquisition in this amount of time. We can gain routine and habits in this amount of time that we work together. But you might not be where you think you'll be during this time period. Now, does that mean you stop working towards the goal, though?
Personally, I think that's the two most powerful things I've hurt more than trying will ever hurt me. And essentially the fear of what if.
Yeah. I fear looking back on my life when I get older and have now and full transparency, at that point in my life, I've probably got myself some kids running around. No, not right now. Not right now. It's not right now. But at that point in my life, right? So I'm 30 now, right? I picture myself at 50, 60, looking back on my life, and it scares me to think that I didn't do all the things that I ever wanted to do. And then it scares me that it would be I'm going to say too late to do them. And I put those in quotation marks. I don't truly think there's a too late. I think that if you're breathing, there's always a possibility.
Nah, you know what?
But it won't mean the same.
You know what? I'm going to hop off the train there because there is a too late. Ooh. Consider you might never get the thing you're fighting for. And does that still stop you? And
yes.
I'm adding in there could be a too late, but are you willing to find out? Ooh. There's things that's absolutely too late for some people.
That is.
Is that going to stop you from doing it?
Right.
because you don't know. You honest. It's too late, but you don't know. Like
Right. I think so for me, like when I took so in building building the brand, building the business with Jeff, with Chris, um, uh, shout out our KT friends, Tati with Shell Fitness, Dan, um, well, Dan Squared, we got two Dans. Shout out to all them. But like when I made this leap, the only thing that I had to rely on from my perspective was my faith, right? So my faith that this was going to work. The faith that I was going to do enough and what was necessary for it to work, at least on my end, like my part, the hold up my end. Because I didn't have a savings. I didn't have a loan that I could take out in order for me, right?
So this brings up basically two scenarios where two scenarios of being successful. One, you're willing to fail, and two, you're so ignorant you don't know failure is possible.
Right. So like I definitely took a bigger step than I could chew. Right, Paul. What? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why I said it like that. But anywho,
the biggest step
than I could chew. Right. Like I don't know. Like I fell face forward. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but then I intended. And it was at a point where I risked it all. So it was like there was no option B because this had to work now. Like I literally left my job that I was working full time and said, this is now what I have to do. And I have to make this work. And I have to make this work not only for me and my own sanity and my own goals, but because there's other people that rely on my portion of making it work.
You gotta pay that rent, man.
Yo, you gotta pay that rent. I gotta pay that rent, and I think, and again, full transparency. I remember it was like the first or second month that we were here. I looked at Chris and said, "Yo, it's kind of I don't know, bro. It's kind of tight." Hey, like, you gotta do it. This can't happen. And as it was a business moment. It was also a big brother moment. Like, I gotta step my game up. Period. Because understand, again, your actions don't just affect you, it affects the people that are around you. And I say that to say that when you think of failure too, understand that sometimes it's not about you.
So I can see it as like, so you didn't fail.
No.
You were successful. I can see how some of y'all look at it that way. But you're taking all of the happenings and just throwing them under the label of success because the end result worked out.
Right.
Where everything in between was a failure.
Right.
Up to the point where, that failed. I need to try again.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
We gotta try this.
Right.
And then we just happen to make rent every month. That's what happens.
And now we have a philosophy, right? So like, we don't do dumb IG exercises, and the reason why is because we have to pay rent.
Yeah, I'm working.
I'm being. I
don't
have time for that because simply we gotta pay rent. So if I get hurt and that impedes my ability to pay rent, it's not beneficial to me. I don't care how cool it looks. I don't care how amazingly strong it looks. Like everything that you'll see me post, generally speaking, is something that I know confidently I can be able to accomplish, and is transferable to my own personal fitness goals, etc. I might play around and do something, but it's all still within reason.
Mm-hmm.
You won't catch me doing some stuff simply because
I said too ignorant to fail, right?
I said what I said.
I said what I said. But yeah. It's not get over it. It's not get over your fear, right? It's get over the fact that
you're not going to.
Yeah. It's still gotta happen.
It's gotta happen. I don't know anyone who was successful and didn't have trials and tribulations, because essentially that's what people are deeming failure. It's the fact that there's difficulty. You can't compare difficulty and failure.
And it's not, oh, I fucked up, I failed. No, it's I failed, it didn't work. Okay, how do I make it work? Let's try this. It's not final.
Yeah.
This idea that failure is the finale to whatever it is that you were trying to do. I think that you need to get rid of. That get over.
So I'm gonna say something. You can't tie your personal worth with the idea of failing. That is also where people go wrong. Just because you fail doesn't mean you're a failure. I hope that clicked for you, right? Just because you failed does not mean you're a failure. You can absolutely go through your trials and tribulations without making it personal, if that makes sense. Like, you don't have to make, like...
That's not your identity.
Yeah, okay, that's better. Yes.
I failed.
Doesn't define you.
Failure is not the identity.
Right. Absolutely. And I think the sooner that you can recognize that, the sooner or the more able you're to continue the process of failing with the same kind of energy. Because often I've seen people will try something, they deem it failure, and then they don't enter that space with the same kind of energy or motivation or inspiration. Check the box, whatever word you like. And then eventually get to the point where they stop. And then it's oh, I wish I could have.
Nah, you know what?
I should have.
If failure makes you stop, you didn't want it. If failure makes you, I'm gonna say it again. All right, record this.
Real close.
Record this one, Matt.
Oh man.
If failure makes you stop, you didn't want it. Nah.
Where's the mic? I want a mic drop. I feel like we should just nah.
Because if you wanted it, you'd be willing to fail again. That hurt. The hurt of I didn't achieve it has to be so much worse than what you felt when you failed. I say
Damn,
hurt, pain.
I felt that one.
Like I'm sure there's a better way to explain this because it's not like you know what? I don't know how to explain it any better than that. But if you find somebody who can,
let us know.
Yeah.
Random. You have military time on your phone?
I don't know
what that is.
Yeah, that's not. Listen.
I think that's military. Oh, okay, there it is.
I'm not fancy, guys. I got the $5.
I got sped sometimes, so I'm on the spectrum. Sometimes things just catch me. I'm like, oh. But yeah, this kind of a video doesn't even need to be long, guys. It's just one of those things that we believe is absolutely a part of that process. So often you'll hear us refer to the process, and failure is a part of it. There is no escaping it. There is no going around it, no going above it, no going below it. You have to go through it. And if you are unwilling to go through it, then you ain't going to get to it.
That's going on a t-shirt, bro.
You can't go through it. You can't get to it.
Oh, man.
And that's the tough part of reality. And I think the tougher part is that you see Instagram, you see social media as this human highlight reel. A lot of them are only showing you all the positives. So which has skewed your perspective on what's possible
I shouldn't be failing. I should be succeeding every time.
Right. And it's like, no, I guarantee, I'll tell you alone, when I post some of the videos of my workouts, it'll be my third set in. It won't even be my first set. It'll be after I've accommodated the weight or
made everything look all pretty.
Right. And I'll be honest, I don't even do it as much as some other people. Like I'm not adding a filter simply because I don't have the mind space for it. I don't have, like when I get to a position where maybe I could hire somebody to do media, sure. But like right now, you're going to get what I got. So
accepting application soon.
right. Like I'm going to post this on my iPhone or record it on my iPhone. And then I'm simply going to chop the pieces I don't need. And then what you see is what you get. Like I'm not going through any editing. I'm not adding music. I'm just gonna upload it. It won't be like that forever, but like that's where I'm at right now. So you have to understand the position you're in, what you're capable of, But you can't also be afraid to fail simply because you'll go nowhere.
Besides, the only true failure is detox teas.
I don't know if we'll ever get over that. Like I think so.
man.
So since we're gonna do it, I'm gonna just say this one last piece, and then we're gonna wrap it all together. I want you to think about waist trainers like wearing some tight ass socks. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? That leave a little mark on your calf, right? That's what your waist
You know,
trainer is
itchy and
doing.
hurt.
That's what your waist trainer is doing. You're just wearing it longer.
We'll get there next time.
They
In our
just-
next video.
Right, like, come on, you really think it's working?
Shit.
Because if that was the case, everyone should just wear tighter clothes, and then you'd have the body you want.
I would love to do a body image episode
Or workshop.
where we can invite people to talk about it.
I got some therapist friends and some
Because
social work friends
yeah,
in that space. That might be in a video coming to you.
I'm noticing my eye difference. The one big eye and the one little eye. So I had Bell's palsy at one time in my life. Anyway, yeah, next time on KT. Pinkies up. Okay.
When in doubt, pinkies out. Shout out to my guy SpongeBob. Okay. Again, guys, for real.
Oh, listen, KT. That's what we calling this from now on. It's KT.
KT. Yeah. I'm gonna sip on some tea. We gotta get tea next time. We have to. We gotta get
Got
tea.
you.
What kind of tea you like though, bro?
I got
'Cause
some Lipton in the
Nah,
corner.
we don't do Lipton, bro. We gotta.
The black pico, the orange pico, the black tea.
I want some like lemon ginger
Are you doing too much?
or chamomile. Yeah, guys.
I'll bring the white microwave
What?
so we can microwave the water. Get the water hot.
Oh man, I love what I do. We love what we do. We love being able to do this with you guys, for you guys, for us. Understand failure is a part of the process. I know it's uncomfortable. I get it. We get it. We've been through it. We're still going through it.
Every damn day.
Every time. But I promise you, if you can overcome that aspect, you'll be much further along in your process. Whatever it is. Fitness, home, relationships, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on. But understand that if you can dial that in, you'll be definitely happier and better for it. And that's our TED Talk.
Yeah, I don't have any inspirational quotes.
I don't either.
Fail forward.
Fail forward. Fail again. Fail some more.
Fail often.
Whenever you get a chance to say fail, and get comfortable with it, because it ain't going nowhere. All right? As always, guys, make sure you share this, because we want other people to watch. We think that it's a message that can really help people grow.
Maybe some people shouldn't watch because
It is what it is. Tell them to come see me on Sunday, though, because that's when I wear my boxing gloves. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out. We got group classes.
March 7th.
March 7th, we're launching. Tatiana's running a group class. Pretty
strong.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
I wanted to say bad, but
I think
It's not bad.
it was originally Barbell Badass.
that's why I confused
Yeah.
it. Don't shoot me, Tatiana. It wasn't on purpose. But she got some people that she got some slots still open. We got some other coaches that also have some availability for one-on-one coaching, small group classes. Just let us know what you need help with, and we'll do our best to provide those answers to you.
Shoot, just come on in and say hi.
Pretty much. But as always, guys, remember, if it don't move,
Don't work.
it don't work. Peace.
There you go.
Enjoy your weekend. Maybe find something to fail over the weekend. with.
Cider Belly Donuts. That's where I'm.
Oh,
going.
you got, well, yeah, because Jeff
Oh,
already
they-
went over
they
there
closed.
and they closed, so he failed.
Broke my heart, Jeff.
He failed.
Broke my heart, but you saved me on my calories, so I'm doing all right.
We didn't account for those. We're just gonna skip over those calories. All right, take care, y'all.
Later.